Hey VC, how's it going? Hope everyone's having a good week. Had a good Thanksgiving and all that. So this is just going to be a quick video for me. I kind of just wanted to get this in. I had this idea for a little while now, and I've been meaning to make it, but you know how time goes. Um, there's just never enough of it. So, well, here I am now. My point is, I just want to start a little thread going, because I'm really interested to see, like, obviously what people find out there when they're digging for records, but I'm also interested to hear about specific places where they go, be it record stores, thrift stores, or in my case, kind of a chain of used books and media stores. A little place called Half Price Books. I know I talk about Half Price Books constantly. I swear it's not just because my fiance works there now. She didn't when I met her. Her cousin did. I had been a shopper there for a long time, specifically at the Watauga store in Watauga, Texas, which is a great store, and I'll show you why in a few minutes. Um, but yeah, Abby's cousin works there. Now she's in corporate. But Abby got offered a position at the store in Richardson, Texas. She started there, eventually moved to the Watauga store, and now we've moved down here to Waco for her management position at the Waco store. But I'm going to talk today about the Watauga store because I think that percentage-wise, it kind of makes up the largest amount of records that I've gotten from a particular place. There's a couple of record stores that probably rival it. You know, the big ones in the DFW area, like Doc's Records, Josie Records, a little one called Vintage Freak. But I think I do have the most records from any specific place in my collection come from the Watauga store of Half Price Books. And so I'm just going to show 10 of the best things I've found there. I'll kind of talk a little bit about what kind of deal I got or not. Because in recent years, they've kind of caught on to the fact that records are coming back. Their sales of records have gone way up, and so now they utilize websites such as Discogs and PopPsych and even eBay and things like that to try to gauge the value of records. They have a whole database system. They see what they sold for in other stores and how frequently they sell, how long they sit on shelves. So they know what's popular, kind of, or they at least have a pretty good idea of what's popular and or rare. So they kind of price it honestly as high as they can get away with. But I'm going to clue you into a little fun fact here, something that I've utilized digging at the Watauga store. The guy in charge of records in the Watauga store, his name's Joey, a really nice guy. He doesn't agree with the rising prices. He thinks that, you know, vinyl, at least whenever he got into it, you know, was like a fun, kind of affordable medium. And so he does his best to kind of keep the prices on certain things down. Like, if something is mildly damaged, like I'll start with my first example here, this Pharoah Sanders Deaf Dumb Blind. This is an original on Impulse, the ABC Impulse label. It has some scuffs. It had kind of one bad one on the second side, which I think in the video where I found this I talked about. I thought it was going to skip for sure, but I got it home and it played totally fine. Didn't even really notice the noise over that spot, so who knows. But this was like in the $2 bin. It was marked with a yellow sticker, $2, and I gladly paid that. And, you know, this is worth a little bit more than that, and it's not super crazy rare. You don't really see Pharoah Sanders around, especially in Watauga, Texas. But, yeah, that's just the kind of thing where if Joey will see something like that, he'll mark it accordingly. You know, they're not... I've been to other half-price bookstores, and they're kind of iffy on conditions sometimes, at least in terms of, you know, say there was like a copy of Sgt. Pepper's that was totally destroyed, like cover and vinyl and everything. It would be marked as is, but it would still be probably at least $14.99, probably more. Whereas I feel like at the Watauga store, there's no way that would be more than even $4. It'd probably be in the $2 bargain bin or less. So that's a good example of the kind of deals you can find there if you're willing to look around. I got this. This is probably one of the earliest records I bought at that store. Astral Weeks by Van Morrison. which I had heard about this record because I was a big fan of, you know, the Beatles and still am. But he gets kind of, at least this specific record gets kind of compared to the greats of the 60s. And I think it is. It's an amazing record. And so I was looking for this record, and then I kind of just found it pretty much instantly in the Watauga store. I think it was $4 at the time. Kind of, it was either like 4 or 6. Kind of the, they like to have kind of a base price for records that are not, you know, bargain bin material. I think for years and years it was stuck at $3.99. So you were either going to find a record for $1, $2, or $4 and up. And this was kind of one of the ones that they put at that base value, $3.99. Can't say no to that. Really glad I own it. Oh, and fun fact about my copy, it has a stamp for another store called Recycle Records from Wichita Falls, Texas. I don't know anything about that store. I don't know if it's defunct or still active or what, but I also thought that was fun. I remember specifically getting these two on the same day. Aladdin Sane by Bowie and the Stones' Exile on Main Street. I paid $15 for the two of these. You know, I would have gladly paid $15 just for the Bowie alone, and I probably would have paid $30 just for the Stones by itself. But I believe this was $5, and I think this one was $10. I have never seen another copy of Exile on Main Street for that cheap, and that was actually my first Stones record to get, I believe. Scratch that. Maybe I had a copy of Tattoo You, which I also got from that store. But, you know, can't say no to that deal. Here's probably one of the earliest used jazz records I bought. I didn't know anything about the Impulse label at the time, so I didn't really know that this was kind of a collectible thing or an original. I had no idea what an original would look like. But this is an original of Blakey, Jazz Messenger's Impulse. I think it's just self-titled or titled Impulse. But it's his debut on Impulse Records. I want to say he had at least one more on Impulse. I could be wrong and have been known to be wrong in the past about that kind of thing. Another kind of fun thing, it has an original price sticker. I don't know how well you can see that. But yeah, it's marked as October of 1964 with a $2.35 price tag on it. And I didn't pay that much more than that for this. I think I paid, again, that kind of $3.99 price. But this is in spectacular condition. Really nice glossy. You know, the gatefold creaks like it had hardly been opened. And the record is super nice. Keeping with the jazz theme. Okay, we're starting to get into the... This is the sixth one I'm showing, so we're getting into the kind of later period of my collecting where I'm looking for more and more collectible stuff. And this is no exception. I think I paid, I want to say $20 for this, so not a super steal of a deal, but still, you know, I'm happy to pay $20 for this. This is a second pressing or a repressing with the, you know, the orange text Columbia label. But Bitches Brew, Miles Davis, really got me into this kind of fusion sound, kind of a gateway for a lot of people, and still kind of digging into the genre itself. But you know, this is a great one. Really happy to find that. I found that one, I want to say, in 2015, and not long after that, I don't think, I found this. This is not an original pressing, but a second UK pressing of The Bends by Radiohead. You know, it's I think this, what, 95, 94 this came out, something like that. You don't see UK pressings of hardly anything in Texas. And, you know, a 90s band like Radiohead is no exception to that. There's a little bit of warping on the cover. I don't know how well you can see that. The vinyl is super nice. Radiohead's probably my favorite band. So, of course, I'm happy to have that. Okay, now, I'll show this one because it's... I'll save that one for last, actually. I've shown these three before, probably in a video talking about, you know, best finds of the year, something like that. I think I found these all in the same year. But these were all at the Watauga store. I paid up for this one, Iggy and the Stooges, Raw Power. And not a original pressing, but it is a UK import from, I want to say, 77. So would that be a second UK pressing? I don't know. But it has the title printed on the cover as opposed to just the plain black. It's still the David Bowie mix. So it still kind of sounds pretty similar to the original pressing. I'd like to have an original pressing, but, you know, based on the prices of those, I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. So this will hold me on for now. I did pay pretty much market value for this. Super happy to have it, though. I don't ever see used copies of that record in general. Or this one. I have not seen another used copy of this since. I know if people in the VC have found it. And, you know, it's a good one to find. But again, I paid full value for this. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe they had it priced at like 50 and then I used a 40 or 50% off coupon. They do like a coupon week thing. But, yeah, I found this at the Watauga store in the display case. And so I'm really happy to have this. I know I've talked about this a lot. That was a great find. And probably the best thing I've ever found there. And was kind of a steal of a deal is this, I believe it's the second UK pressing of Pink Moon by Nick Drake. $15 for this. What more can I say? I think I've already talked about this pretty extensively, but yeah, that's definitely the best thing I found at the Half Price Books. So you can see there's lots of great stuff to be had. Highly recommend if you're visiting the DFW area, if you can make it over more to the Fort Worth side of things and check out especially the Watauga store, but pretty much any Half Price bookstore if you're nearby one. What's that, Abby?
We have 120 stores in 17 different states.
Yeah, come talk about Half Price Books. My fiance Abby just got home. She just got home, so she can hop in here for a second if she wants. Talk about Half Price Books.
I'm so glad I showered this morning. Half Price Books is great. Record buys are a huge thing that we're doing right now, and we're really promoting in all of our stores. It's a great company to work for. What else do you want to know?
You see a lot of cool records there, right?
I see a lot of cool records. I saw my first Butcher cover at a Half Price Books. It was pretty cool. We got to keep it in a safe and like touch it with gloves and stuff. It was super fancy, but yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Well, basically the point of this is there are treasures to be found at Half Price Books. And, yeah, okay. Thank you, Abby. There's treasures to be found. But yeah, I want to hear about where you guys dig, be it a Half Price Bookstore or, like I said, a local record store or anything. I just want to know. So you guys can make a video in response. You can show records. You could not. You could show 10, 20, or even like 1 or 2 records if you really want to. It doesn't matter. I just want to hear what you guys, where you like to dig. So yeah, that's it from me today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.